Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tell Me About You, where I also always have amazing guests come on from all different walks of life and different industries. Now, today we have the amazing, the talented
Oh man, chill out.
Mr.
Chill out. Don't give me this such a now I gotta live up to expectations. This is crazy. I didn't come up with this.
Okay, Mr. Alfred Banks.
What is that? New Orleans in the building, you hear me? Yeah.
And he is going to tell you all about him. Go ahead.
My name's Alfred Banks. I'm a rapper, singer, performer, writer, I guess producer in some aspects. Born and raised New Orleans, Louisiana, Uptown to be exact, 12 Wall to be specific. I created and represent a brand called Underdog Central, which is the place where the overlook go to hone their skills to come back and become the admired. It's like a little life mantra I live by. Been blessed to tour all over the world from LA to Hamburg, Germany, and everywhere in between. And I'm an avid sneakerhead. Got a lot of shoes. I just realized if you look, you'll see all my posts. I didn't plan for that, but yeah, like world. I've been all over the world and stuff. So yeah, I'm just an all around good guy, and to be trying to rap people's face off. You know what I mean?
And that is something that you do.
Oh shit.
So, one thing that I saw that you do pertaining to you being a sneakerhead on Instagram, when you start rapping, you always change into shoes. What made you come up with that?
So there's a homie by the name of Lyrical. He's a dope rapper out in New Orleans. Lyrical. Back in 20, I want to say 10, I saw him open for Wiz Khalifa. And I remember him right before he went on stage. He didn't do it on stage, but he didn't do it like in front of the crowd. He did it on the side. He had a pair of Scottie Pippins on, and he put on, I think it was some fives. And I was like, yeah, what is this? And when he like still rhymes, he's put out a lot of music. But when I kind of started performing more often, I asked him, yo, can I take that? And he was like, yeah. So I kind of like turned it around and I do the Mr. Rogers thing where like I play Mr. Rogers and then like I switch into my shoes, getting ready to perform. And so I once was a part of a duo that was doing pretty well, and then we disbanded. And so I kind of wanted to create some new like kind of online, I hate the C word, but content
Hmm.
of my own. And one of the things I wanted to get across, a couple of things I wanted to get across was I rap really well, and I got like 300 pairs of shoes. So I was like, all right, how do I like get this across? And so I was like, well, let me just do what I've been doing on stage for the past 15 years, switching my shoes, right? So I switch my shoes before I rap. I don't do it every show, but I do most of my shows. And so that's what it is. And it's kind of like a little homage to Mr. Rogers, because he's like one of the few people that have graced Earth that's like virtually perfect. Like dude's like dope. And so I love his energy and his whole swag and how positive he was. Plus, I'm a sneakerhead, so it just kind of does all the things. And I feel like when people see it, it makes them go, "Huh? I never seen this before." And I feel like I have a very original kind of format as pertains to like content and stuff. Everybody raps, a lot of people does sneakers, but I don't see a lot of people doing that. And so that's kind of how it came about. And I write a lot of raps. And so I think we're at video 134 right now. So, I put a lot of
Mm.
love into it, and that's how it came about for sure.
And for what I've seen, you do it to beats that I just wouldn't expect someone to even rap on.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
it's just like, wait, what? How are you rapping on this beat?
But that's the thing, like, so one of the things I pride myself on is being like a Swiss Army knife. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm very, because it's one thing to be like, yo, I rap really good, but if you just rapping over shook ones all the time, then of course, but it takes a special individual to rap good over the YouTube survey music, right? Like nobody's ever done that, right? Or like rhyming over like what I rapped over. I rapped over the Mentos, the Fresh Maker music commercial. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
things like that, where it's just like what? Because I want to show versatility. Because it's easy to just rap good. I want to rap good over things people wouldn't expect me to rap over. And then if you rhyme good over, it's like I rapped over Route One music on Pokemon, like Pokemon Yellow, like
Mhm.
I rhymed over that, or I rhymed over Sonic Green Hill Zone, and things like that. And then I could always hip hopify them and put some beats under it, but I don't want to do all that. I want to like rap over the thing, and that kind of adds an extra layer of difficulty. To find a pop, my favorite thing is finding a pocket in something. As long as that bad boy got a beat, I could rhyme over it. So I want to show that versatility because the internet is filled with a lot of human beings all trying to do something to be known for because nobody wants to be normal anymore. And so I
Mm.
want to be like, if I'm gonna be out here exposing myself to the world and being vulnerable in whatever way, I'm gonna do it in a way that's gonna be impressive in a way that nobody else can do. Eh, Yeah.
So with you doing doing music how you do it, what started that love for rap or music in general?
My oldest brother, Alfred Banks, may he rest in peace. That was the first guy I ever saw that was like, oh, this dude nice. And he made me want to rhyme. So Landis was the writer, and James, my brother James, was the freestyler. And so like I saw both of those guys. I always saw Landis, he would freestyle for sure, but he would spit written, and James would freestyle. And when I was a kid, I would just look at my dogs and just be like, man, these dudes are really dope. You know what I mean? And watching, but Landis specifically, because he kind of took it further. He almost got signed. He got signed to a local label here, but he almost kind of took it to the next level. And so watching him made me go, "Ooh, I could rap. I think I want to rap."
Mm.
Listening to Lupe Fiasco's Food and Liquor is what made me go, "I want to do this for a living, like for the rest of my life." So that was the first time I heard that. The first time I heard that album made me go, "Oh wow, this is everything." You know what I'm saying? Lupe looked like a guy that looked like me. He had glasses. He was a skateboard. He was a nerd, but he would melt your face with these bars and
Hmm.
rapping about something that was socially conscious in a time when Yup, and my white tee was hot, and Jeezy and Wayne was the hottest things. And both of those guys are amazing artists, but like they had their specific lane.
Yeah.
So me, I came up listening to like people like Lupe Fiasco, people like Mickey Fax, people like Wale, the Cool Kids. These guys like kind of inspired me to be like, oh, there's something else out there in the world. And then the blog era from like
Mm.
07 to like 2012, that era of just listening to all these dope rappers coming up out the living rooms and becoming stars was like, yo, there's something for me out here. I can make something of it. So it was my brother Landis who got me into rap. Lupe made me want to do it for a living, and then also Charles Hamilton, one of my favorite rappers. You never heard him, you should look him up. He has a
Mm.
very 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 his career took a lot of bad turns, but like
Mm.
he was super emotional, very vulnerable, and those type of bars really. I always tell people I'm a combination. If I hate the human mind is like I hear something I don't recognize.
Right.
What box can I put it in to make myself more comfortable with it? So that's why we always say, "Oh, you sound like," right? It's like a human response. So I hate doing it, but whenever people ask me what I sound like, I always say I sound like Charles Hamilton, Lupe, and MF Doom if they had a baby from New Orleans. You know what I mean?
What was your first experience like when you got on that stage
Hmm.
and you were like, oh shoot, I gotta rap. This is
Uh,
time.
June 6, 2009. It was in New Orleans. It was at a venue called the Dragon's Den. Here, it doesn't exist anymore. Um, the short of it is I had a teacher in I graduated in '09 high school, and I had a teacher who was the 10th grade math teacher. So I'm not supposed to be in the class, but he was the black teacher. Yeah, brother. And so I was always in this class with my dog Chris. So I was in the class with my dog Chris Caesar, who has a very important part of my career. We was in a duo. And long story short, we was in a group. But long story short, that teacher was like, I had a friend who threw a local showcase here in New Orleans. His name's True Universal. It's called Grassroots. It's the longest running hip hop showcase in New Orleans. It went away a couple of years ago, but and so I asked my man reached out to bro and got us booked. And I was just like, man, I gotta get on. I can't wait to get on that stage. And boy, when I got up there, it's a high I've been trying to chase since then. You know what I mean? Like it's just it. Oh my goodness, that feeling of just being like, whoa, everybody is looking at me. I got to show and prove. I have to rise to the occasion. And sometimes I throw myself in the water just trying to recreate that feeling. You know what I mean? In
Mm.
different aspects of my life, there'll be times where I jump on stage and perform a song I never performed before. I don't even know if I know it all the way. I'm just throwing myself in that water to give me that feeling that I had that first time because it was so I didn't know what to expect and I sucked as a performer at the time, but like it was just really dope to like see the people's reactions. Like, oh, this I don't like the way he dressed, but this little nigga nice kind of vibe. And so it was really
Mm.
dope, man. That feeling was amazing. And from that moment, I was like, whoop, I'm doing this for the rest of my life. And that's just pretty much what it's been since June 6, 2009.
No, that's beautiful. Because again, the fact that you jumped on there and you said that so what makes a good rap performance?
First of all, you can't rap over your vocals. So that's just like what that is. If you rap over your vocals, you're not a good performer. And I don't care who
Mm,
it is. I've seen Lupe do it, and it broke my heart, but only one song. He's an incredible performer. But I
mm,
seen him one time, and I run with a guy named Marcel P. Black, and he created maybe that's somebody you should interview too. He's super dope. Real MCs don't rap over vocals. So the first thing is if you rap over the song, you
mm,
wow, like you're not even taking it serious enough to just learn your words. So that's first off. Second of all, man, one of the things I learned pretty early on is this performance isn't about me. It's about the
mm,
crowd. Like you're there as entertainment. There's other people on the other side of this act that's being done, right? So it's like this is a whole this whole show is like a sandwich,
mm.
and like the crowd is the lettuce, tomatoes, and meat. You like the bread, but they're like the meat. So both of y'all are equally, but there's people, so you have to engage them, right? And one of my big things I toured with Tank and the Bangers, a big band out of New Orleans.
Oh my gosh, I love them.
But those are my guys. I've done like 30 shows. I love Tank. Tank is my baby. I love it to death. But yeah, I did a lot of touring with them, and they're mega big. And then my little behind, I got song. You didn't even know who I was until Troy said it, right? So like, imagine me getting up on stage in front 2,000 people who don't know who the hell I am, and I do a genre of music that's not even similar to what Tank and the Bangers do. Now I gotta entertain 2,000 people with no hit record, right? And I did it
Mm,
every night. That's why they kept calling me
mm,
back to open. So like one of the things I learned is like you have to be inventive, interactive, show different layers of human emotion. You got to be funny, serious, impressive, uh, free and open. And you got to also look like you're having fun. If it's so serious that you're not having fun, the crowd's gonna feel that, right? I'm not one of them third eye guys, but I do know that like energy wise, energy is real.
mm.
And if you on stage looking like a twig is stuck up your butt, the crowd's gonna react accordingly. And so I learned that performing that like you got to really know what you're doing. And also, there's a reason why you're on stage. Like I got
Mm,
hired to tour with the band. So even if the crowd don't know who I am, don't know none of my music, ain't never heard of me, probably won't even look me up after the show. I'm still up here.
mm.
So like there's a reason why I'm up here. So have like a confidence and bravado about yourself to where no matter what stage I'm on, I'm gonna rock this bitch. I don't care what it was. I'm just lucky enough that every time I toured with Big Freed, I toured with Tank of the Bangers, I toured with Mickey Fax, Mega Ran, Devin the Dude, like all these guys that like none of these people know who the fuck I am. And they leave like, I don't know that dude, but man, that dude was something. I'm about to go look, kind of vibe. So yeah, that's what it really takes to be a good performer.
Yeah, because when Troy was like, yo, check out his music, he was like, it's gonna be dope. I was like, all right, cool. And when I cut it on, I said, hold on now. Hold on, cut that up a little bit. Hold on.
We
Kids leave
doing
look, kids leave me alone. Let me just listen to me some
we
music
doing
for
all right quick. Yeah, nah, I take a lot of pride. I just understand that, like, especially now, man, because my intent has to be a little bit different if I'm not gonna do all the internety things that people do to try to get noticed. All I got for you is bars. That's it. And if you don't like raps, then you're not gonna like what I do. I have a sense of humor and but I'm not about to do nothing extra, right? I'm
you.
not going to uh I'm not going to start a podcast, you know what I mean? Because I don't really know if my opinion is that important, right? So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to jump out, and I'm not the type of guy to be run up on people and passing out flyers all the time. I mean, I used to do that, and I will do it, but I'm not the guy. I only try to promote my music when there's music being happening, because I learned a long time ago, if you in a grocery store and you trying to get your music off, it's gonna be a little harder than if you were at a concert, right? So
Right.
so if I'm not gonna do all this extra stuff and be online yelling about shit I don't like and trying to get people to rage bait and all these things, I have to be exceptional. If that's the only thing I'm giving the world is my bars, I have to be exceptional. And so that's what I take pride in. And so I do my thing to get the word out about what I got going on just by being a good rapper. And I've talked to people who say, dude, that's boring. And it's like, hey man, it's just not for you, right? My stuff is just for people who like good raps. If that has to be like the baseline. If you like really good raps, you'll like what I do, because my sense of humor will come out and my enthusiasm will come out and my versatility will come out. You'll be able to appreciate those things if you like good raps.
If you like good raps.
For real, that's pretty much
Understand,
the main
understand.
idea of my life, is because I understand, like, again, the internet is just so wild, and
Mm,
even real life is wild now, where people, because I'm kind of like 80% real life, 20% internet. You dig? I'm still like one of
mm.
the old guys. I still go outside. I just literally at the parade the other night, I caught a box of chalk. So I actually been walking down the street writing my Instagram handle on the sidewalk in the streets.
That's dope.
Right? Just like, why not? It's just something quick, small, but it may do something. Who knows? Maybe one person follows me. So I'll do that type of thing. But I just, at the end of the day, man, I just want to be I want my fans to just like good rap. I'm not really one of those guys that's trying to, get fan. I don't want to be heard so bad by every single person on the planet. I only want to be heard by hip hop heads and people that love good music. You know what I'm saying? And people that love good raps. Again, that keeps me in this loop. So I got to be exceptional, man. So every time people come in, the last thing I'll say, when people come across my thing, I just want people to be like, yo, that nigga nice. I told one of my little mentees, man, I was working with the Trombone Shorty Foundation for a while, working with my dog Nas Got Next. And I told him straight up, whenever somebody Googles Alfred Banks or comes across Alfred Banks in any capacity, whether it's my man Troy telling you about me, or if it's you look on the ground and see my handle and you follow me, the first thing I want you to see is me rapping.
And that is what I saw.
And
That
then
was the
job
first thing I
job
saw.
done, job finished.
Oh, but I have a question for you. You said that you don't feel that your opinion matters, or you don't know if it will matter to people, right? Is with you being a writer and how you rap, again, for lack of a better term, is that not you expressing your opinion and us caring about it?
In rap,
And
I think my opinion matters. If I'm just like talking,
rap. Mm,
like for how can I put it, man? Because like again, the last like 2 years of my life, I've been really diving into like politics, and
mm,
understanding. I'm just using this as an example.
mm.
My dog Marcel P. Black has really been sending me a lot of information about socialism and communism and like all these and Marx and like all these guys and Fred Hampton and all the guys, Huey Newton and all the guys, right? And like I've been doing a lot of research and those things I'm passionate about. And I will say things about those things for sure. But because one, I'm not an expert, and I truly believe that the only way you should say something is if like not only, but one of the main ways you should say something is if you know what the fuck you're talking about. And I
Right?
know 80% of the internet is filled with people that don't know what they're talking about. They just feel passionate about what they don't know, right?
Mm.
So like I don't want to feed to that. I don't want to feed into that at all, like in no capacity. I'm only going to talk about things I like and I know about because we have enough negative, right? So when it comes to music, I can talk about whatever I want because it's
Because you
behind.
know music.
Boom, right? And then also I'll talk about my politics sometimes in my music because music is a great way. If somebody walked up to you and was like, "Hey, yo, can I curse?"
Yeah.
If somebody walked up to you and was like, "Hey, yo, fuck white people," right? You may agree with. You might be like, "Oh, that's kind of whoa, bro." But if a nigga be like, "Hey, yo, I might see you. I walk down the street feeling like fuck white people," and they be like, "Oh, nigga," like the way
That's
you
it.
take it in is different, right? So that's why I get my shit off is with the music, right? So yeah, I do believe my opinion is important. I just sometimes it just be like, it don't really call for all that. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
give me a little time. I'm gonna re-answer that question in about 2 weeks. Let me flush that out. I'll come back around on you in the DM and flush that out because
No,
I'm
I'm happy. I'm getting everybody to think. That's like again, that's one of the reasons why I love doing this
thinking. I'm
podcast.
like thinking. I was
That's
kidding.
why I love doing this podcast because it's like with all the people who I speak to, and this is like my thought process on me walking into any room wearing whatever I'm wearing.
Facts.
I I add to every single room.
Come on, man.
That's just what I know I'm gonna do.
Talk about it.
Because whether it be, and I had to tell my one of my homegirls this, I was like, I could walk into the room with a gaggle of billionaires. I said, I guarantee you, I can give them an idea they never thought about. I can walk into a room with all these producers. I can walk into a room with rappers. I will give them something to think about.
But
It's just something that I know I'm able to do, which is why I even started accidentally started the podcast because I wasn't supposed to have a podcast. The only reason why it was an accident is because I was on the phone with a producer, not producer, a director of SpongeBob because he's a voice acting coach. And I just so happened, getting divine intervention. I was like, hey, you want to come on my podcast? Heifer, you ain't got one of those.
Nigga made one in the moment. I ain't mad at it.
Listen, I was like, as soon as I got that phone, I said, well,
The podcast now. What we doing?
took me a smooth 30 minutes to figure it all out. I had to come up with a logo and everything. But it was like I had told Troy, me avoiding doing what I know I should have been doing, it kind of like it's gonna make me do it regardless.
It's also gonna find you. If it's meant, it's gonna find you.
It's
You know.
gonna find me. Like the fact that I'm even talking to you, again, it's a pleasure. Even if I didn't know who you were like a couple weeks ago. So what? I enjoy your music. Also, you are funny. And I like your
Oh
hat.
man. Oh shucks. Thank you. Now, yeah, this is I guess I'll get it off. I'm a new brand ambassador for this brand called Mockley. It's a non-alcoholic drink out here in New Orleans, and they've been spreading around all across the U.S. But they're based here in the city, and they just sent me my box of stuff, and one of them was this hat, and I like this hat a lot. This is like one of the first times a brand sent me a hat, some apparel that like I actually really liked. I'm gonna wear the hell out of this hat. Yeah. So shouts to Mockley, man. I don't drink and smoke, so like I've never drank or smoked in my life, and so I really wanted to lean into like the non-alcoholic side of things, but make it not whack. Because most of the time, people that don't drink, you put that in the same box as like the like Christian rappers and stuff. So like, and a lot of people don't really like engage in that type of stuff in a way that like they think is like cool and new and fresh, you know. And me being a very cool guy, I'm like, you know what, man, nah, I'm gonna try my best to put a cool spin on it to make it look like if you rock with something that's not alcoholic, you're not like uh losing a fun aspect. You know what I'm saying? You're kind of jumping into some new energy that's still fun, still fulfilling. And so, like, shouts to Mockley for showing love. But they gave me the hat, man. I like it. I like it a lot.
I do really like that hat.
Stop.
That hat is dope.
Thank you. I
I look
appreciate
low key, I'm like, theft.
it.
I thought about
Ah,
it. I thought about it immediately. I was like, theft. I was like,
I
no,
gotta tell
Kelly,
that. But nah, you know, it's funny. They only made like 10 and they gave it to like the brand ambassador. So we're only 10 people with them. So it's pretty cool.
those monsters.
All
You you know it was me. Like
right.
I forgot the hat. You know. I tell
I
you.
mean, I'm one of 10 niggas with it. I mean, nothing too crazy. I like when people do that. Be like, oh man, I just played the show with that Super Bowl. I mean, you know, nothing too crazy. It was cool.
Yo, oh, you wanted them. You wanted, you know, it's just
I mean, I did
all
play
I
the
do.
Super Bowl last year, but I mean, you know, it's crazy.
What?
Yeah.
Stop. See, you gonna have to expound upon it. How was that?
You know, it's funny, man. It was a gift and a curse. So I used to be in a duo called Sass Kick Sav, and we was buzzing on the interwebs. And that show was you know, I'll stay positive for this. It was really dope. It was an incredible time. I got to perform for like 5,000 people. It was super tight. And we played at the Super Bowl. So like what it was like as people were coming up the Super Bowl, the Superdome ramp to come in, there was like the NFC section, the
Mhm.
AFC section, this big ass stage in the middle. And we played the big stage, and it was super tight, man. Like it was a great time. And I can say I actually played a legit Super Bowl event. Got paid handsomely for it. It was a really good time, man. It was, and I got to do it in my hometown. I got to perform in front of the Superdome in my hometown in front of all those people. That shit was tight. That was a blessing. You know what I mean? That was a blessing.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yeah, that was nuts, man. It was like wow.
So with you again, you're on so many stages. What
Yeah.
was it like your first time performing out the country?
Oh wow. So that was it was Hamburg, right? I played at the Reeperbahn Festival in Hamburg, Germany. And
Mhm.
you know, that was the first time I ever experienced I'm just a little kid from uptown New Orleans. You know what I mean? So like I've always been kind of worldly in my ways and energy, but I had never been worldly. So I had never experienced it, making American references in my music and the crowd going like, huh? You know what I mean? I was like, oh, y'all don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. And it was a culture shock, you know, going to Germany, walking around and just it was like, well, I'm here off of a song I made. Like, what is going on? This is crazy. Because it was for a Volkswagen commercial. So what happened was
That's
I was
dope.
yeah, I was the star of a European Volkswagen commercial back in like 2016. And we shot that in Pamplona, Spain. So that was my first time ever leaving the country, right? And it did very well online and on TV and stuff. It got like 1 million views online. That was like 11 years ago, back when 1 million would be something.
Mhm.
And so they flew me out to Hamburg to perform at a stage where they were kind of talking about the thing. And man, I was like, wow, it was like 150 people in the crowd, but it was just like, yo, what is going on? This is crazy. It was just like, damn, I'm representing New Orleans right now. This is tight. My look, they got my lads over here. It's like, what is going on? It was just like, and I was dolo. You know what I mean? I was by myself. So it was just like, whoa, like what is going on here? You know what I mean? It was amazing, man. I can't really put it into words, the type of excitement. And I toured with Tank and the Bangers. We toured through Canada. We did was it Ottawa, Quebec City, Toronto, and Montreal. And that Quebec City was the first time performing in front of a crowd of people who didn't speak English. That
Mm.
was interesting. They French first, English is like fourth. And it was, man, they didn't get anything I was saying because they didn't understand what I was saying. It was really dope. But shout out to the Bangers for giving me that opportunity for sure.
So how did Taking the Bangers find you? Like how did that link up happen? And how did
Well,
you feel when it happened?
so we were on the same management company for a while. There was a company called Mid Citizen here in New Orleans, and they managed Big Frida, Tank of the Bangers, this band called the Sufferers out of Texas, Maggie Kerner. It was a bunch of guys, all the big dogs in New Orleans and in the region. And so I got on that management probably 2016. And with that comes, being able to tour with big acts. And so my whole life was like me rapping in front of 20, 30, maybe 100 people if I
Mm-hmm.
got lucky. But doing it so often, right? Because my first year as a rapper, I did 100 shows. So pretty much from 2009 to 2015, I probably did about 1,000 shows, right? And so I'd always said to myself, I was like, man, if I could just get a shot to just go on a road with a big act in front of a big crowd, I'll show them I know how to entertain. And I got the shot. And the first tour, I think, was like 14 cities. And we did the Southeast going up to the East Coast. And it was amazing, man. I was like, wow. Every night, a bad crowd was like 1,000 people. I was like, damn, this is nuts. And I had to show and prove, and I did it. And it was shouts to Tank, shouts to Tavia for making that happen. And the guy that I was in the duo with was from Tank of the Bangers, the saxophone player, the white guy. Touring with them was really dope because finally got my shot. I finally got my shot, man, to entertain thousands. And man, I did it well. And Tank was like, boy, you was something else. You so cold. And she co-signed my singing voice. I was like, Lord Hammers, this woman who has a voice of a god thinks I can sing. This is crazy. And it just taught me a lot as a performer, man. It was just me and my DJ Novi. It was just two of us on stage. And when Tank of the Bangers come out, it's 13 people on stage. So I got to match the energy of a 13-piece band, which is two of us with no
Mm.
hit records in front of a crowd of 1,000 people that don't know who the hell we are. And so it was an amazing feeling. And I'm just so grateful for that type of look. You know what I mean? And it prepared me for when I toured with Frida and when I toured with all these other guys. And when I went back to rapping for 30 people, because that's how life works. It was like, yeah, it don't feel as bad now. It's like this isn't just the limit of my capabilities. This is just where I'm at in my career. And being able to rock a 30 crowd house, 50 crowd house, 150, 200 people, 500 people, 1,000 people, 2,000, and subsequently performing at the Smoothie King Arena halftime for the Pelicans game in front of 15,000 people. And doing that with no hit record, you know what I mean? All those nights kind of prepared me. I got prepared for all those nights through touring with Tank Banks.
Mm. No, that's what's up. And when was the moment? He's like, oh, it's just that. I just whatever. So, what was the moment that you knew you were supposed to be on stage?
That first show.
The first show you just knew off
Show
rip.
I did, I was like, well, this is my life for the rest of it. As long as I'm on this bad boy and I got blood pumping, we on stage somewhere. And I realized a long time ago, I don't come from money. I
Mhm.
don't even know nobody with no money, to be honest. All my friends that are famous, I got a couple of famous friends that make really, really good money, but I don't know nobody in my inner circle that has like even makes anything good. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
so I don't know. I come from a lower middle class family. My mama gave me a lot of enthusiasm and love. You know what I'm saying? So I knew a long time ago, like the only way I was gonna get my name out is by performing. I just so happened to
Mhm.
also enjoy it. So it was like, this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. This is how we're gonna get the word out. So I just always wanted to rap. That's just what I love to do and perform. And I realized this was a main aspect of it, given the type of rap I do, the places I'm in, and where I'm at in my career. So I just kind of perfected it. You know what I mean? As best I could and be the best performer in every room I'm in, be the best rapper in every room I'm in. Cause I kind of come at it like that's when I knew that first show. But I just kind of come at it with this idea of like, because I don't have no money, I got a publicist I work with from time to time.
Mhm.
Just got my manager back, but it's pretty much a one man squad. You're looking at my team. I don't have no room for error. So every
Mm.
single time somebody comes across my shit, it has to be excellent, or I'll lose the opportunity to make them a fan. I don't have no, there's a lot of people that may have like, you know what I'm saying, they come in the game with a built-in fan base, or they got their uncle was a famous rapper, so now they just putting their kid or their nephew on, or their dad was a rapper, their mom was a rapper, they just putting their mother was a manager of a famous rapper, so now you getting your shot. I got none of that. All
Mm.
I got is these bars. And so every chance I get, I just want people to know. That's why, like, I don't want to miss no opportunity to make a fan if they listen to my music, even if they listen to my kind of music. Because again, when you Google me, the first thing I want you to see is rap. I don't want you to see a video of me telling you my opinion on onions and why they're nasty. I don't talk about this shit. Like, I want people to know I rap because that's all I got. That's my shot. You know what I'm saying? Like every day I wake up is another chance to create my shot. And so I don't like wasting no time. I'm very serious. Like I joke, but I got a lot of OCD, lot of anxiety with this shit. So like every moment is just like, you know what I mean? I joke to try to take the edge off, but every day, you know what I mean? Kind of
So with you again, because I'm a big advocate for mental health. I'm a huge
yes.
advocate for it. How, because you said earlier about therapy and how you're going through it
Uh-huh.
and it's helping you out with a lot of stuff. How does it help you with your anxiety?
Well, my mental health journey starts. My oldest brother, Alfred Banks, he suffered from schizophrenia and he passed by suicide. And
I'm
so
sorry to hear that. I'm sorry.
it's appreciated. I never heard of mental health. I didn't know what that phrase was. I never heard that phrase. I grew up in a family, something was going on, you prayed it away. One of the reasons why I distanced myself from religion and faith at all. And so when I got a little older and my brother was going through what he was going through, I did the Googles and realized what is schizophrenia. I didn't know what it was. And I realized millions of people suffer from it, and a lot of Black people suffer from it. So I was like, whoa. And so, but as I was doing the research, I started seeing similarities in some of the things I went through, with the exception of like hallucinations and stuff like that. The anxiety, the OCD, like the bipolar, like the mood swings and shit like that, depression and stuff like that. And I was like, damn, this shit sounds kind of familiar. Things that I couldn't put a finger on as a child that I was going through. And so
Mm,
um, as I got older, I realized how much it affected my relationships with women and like just like my friendships and like how much it affected my life and how much life I wasn't living because of how I was
mm,
kind of held back by my shortcomings, my mental health shortcomings in a way. And so 2024, right? 24. I had a therapist in 2020, but she wound up leaving the practice to go open an ice cream stand. It was like, that's random. And I will say, I wish you the best, but I don't. That's stupid. That was a joke. But
no,
I got a therapist in 2024, and bro has really helped me. And then I've had moments in my life recently with music that have kind of bust me open emotionally and kind of grown in ways I never thought I would. So therapy has been very much helpful, helping me find out who I am outside of a guy with a microphone, and when I don't have the mic in my hand, who am I, and things like that. And I take this very serious, but this is the most in my life I've ever been chill. This is the most chill I've ever been in my life. And this is the most emotionally aware I've ever been. And I hate awareness because ignorance is bliss. But being aware about what I got going on, and the things that I feel, and the emotions I go through is it's helped me get better. You know what I'm saying? And thus is affecting my music in a positive way. Now my bars are more grown up, and they have even more emotional intent because the intent is more centralized and focused. It's not just, oh my God, I'm fucking dying on the inside, but I got bars, nigga. It's more like
I understand.
facts. You know what I mean? It's more like, hey, yo, I got issues. This time I'm figuring it out. And I got bars. So I might probably got about 70, 80 years in this bitch, which means I'm about 3/10 through this bitch. So I my whole life is gonna be me trying to get better and me learning and being better and learning more and applying the things I learned, and not just learning it, using it and applying it. That's the fun part. That's what I'm learning. Like what used to be scary and the unknown is actually the most fun part. It's the fun part of this process. It's not about just playing the Super Bowl. It's about the path it took to get there, man. Like rapping in front of 10 people to rapping in front of 5,000 is a journey there. And that's the meat and potatoes. That's that meat and potatoes I was talking about earlier. And the sandwich meat and the lettuce. Like rapping is the bread. This is the whole shit. So that's kind of like how that's what therapy has done for me is to realize the positives and the love and the good and the things that I used to think was awful.
I love that. I love that. I love that you are able to grow in every aspect of your life because you're stepping into making yourself better, especially with your mental health.
And I still give these niggas these bars too.
You are currently on tour.
So
How does that feel?
it's cool, man. You know, it's funny. Like I'm so used to touring now that like, and I haven't done. So if I'm being honest, this is a succession of spot dates. This isn't like a tour.
Mhm.
Because touring with Tank the Bangers, I was doing like 16 shows back to 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 back. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But it's fun, man. I'm a full time rap. I've been full time since 2021, and like, to this is all I've ever wanted with my life is to get booked to go to another city, get paid, rap in front of people that came to see me, and then go about my business. And to be completely transparent, sometimes it's 15 people that come to see me. Sometimes it's 75 people that come to see me. Sometimes I get put on a show that's in front of 1,000 people. So every night is like, I wonder what's going to happen tonight. I wonder if I have any fans in the city. Or there'll be certain cities I go back to once we figure out we have a draw there. Like LA, I got to show LA. I know I have a draw in LA. But like, I'm still in grind mode. You know what I'm saying? I'm still the cities where 28 people might buy a ticket to come see me. And there might be a city where 47 people might come buy a ticket to see me. Then there are cities, I did a show, I won't say what city, but I did a show. The venue held like 1,000. Nigga, 3 people came. I was like, why did y'all even book me in this place? This is embarrassing. Um, but at the end of the day, I still rap my face off. You know what I'm saying? Because they still paid me to be there. So I'm gonna rhyme and if this is the worst thing on the planet, then this is a pretty good life I live. You know what I mean? And I love every night being in another city, dog. This shit is, man, I'm from a city where niggas really just don't go nowhere. Like in New Orleans is like such an amazing city that people just get stuck here. And I get to play Los Angeles, New York, what I got, Atlanta, Mobile, Alabama, Austin, Texas, Philadelphia. I'm going to DC. I got a show in Athens, Georgia. I got a show in what I got? The festival in Indianapolis. I'm playing it. Like, come on, man. It's so tight. It's dope to make my living this way. This is literally I'm living my dream. The goal now is just to up it, but I'm literally living my dream. You couldn't write it better, at least for me.
And Uncle Ruckus, no relation. If you want to be told about yourself, if you want to tell somebody, if you want a Negro woman listening to you tell them about you, then you need to listen to her on what's the name of your podcast, Black Lady?
Tell me about you.
Tell me about who?
You.
Who?
You.
Your Negro ass.